First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. That's on the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today I want to make a quick video going into the Passover, right, which is tonight, pretty much when the sun goes down, and how to keep it, right? So let's get straight into it. This is in Exodus chapter 12, right? We'll just read the whole thing closely. It says, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the house will be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats." Okay? And nowadays, we're not able to keep the Passover 100%, right? Because we're in the land of our captivities, right? We're not able to go and find a lamb without blemish, right? Male of the first year, and take it out and slay it, okay? Because it's just not possible unless you got the money to afford that, right? And that's actually prophecy. Let's read it. I think it's Judges 5 and 11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of the archers," right? Noise of the archers, okay, is going into Babylon the Great. Okay, here is where the noise of the archers, those missiles, is gonna hit. It says, "In the places of drawing water," right? Drawing water is going into captivity, slavery. "There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates." Right? And that's what we're doing, is that we're rehearsing the righteous acts, right? None of us can really get the Passover 100%, right? Unless you got the money to afford to do it, right? So that's why we're rehearsing it, okay? And we're covered under the blood of Yahushai, right? Yahushai, and he is that lamb, okay? When it talks about here, your lamb without blemish, Yahushai is that lamb. He is that sacrifice, and we're under his blood, right? I was thinking about it earlier today, the comparisons from Exodus and what's about to take place, right? The first salvation and the second salvation, right? The first one, a Yahweh to the nation of Israel, okay, kill those lambs, pretty much get that blood. Let's read it. It says, "And ye shall keep it up unto the 4th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat." Right now, I was thinking about that, how Yahweh told the Israelites, "Hey, kill that lamb without blemish and put that blood upon your houses." So when I said that death angel, you're spared, right? That death angel knows to spare you, okay? And hey, it's the same thing nowadays, right? That lamb without blemish now is Yahweh Shai, okay? And we're striking his blood, we are under his blood, okay? And we're putting that upon our houses spiritually. So when this coming death angel comes, the second destruction, right? We're covered, we're delivered. So I found that very symbolic, how Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai lined that up, right? But it says, "And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it." Right? And I want us to go into how since we can't get a whole lamb, what you want to do is you want to go to the store, pretty much like get some lamb chops, right? Some lamb chops. If you want to get some racks, right? Some ribs, get some lamb ribs, okay? And you throw that in your oven, right? It says, "And they shall eat that flesh in that night and roast it with fire." Right? You throw it in your oven, right? No seasonings, no goya, right? No salt, no black pepper, just straight how it is, man. You throw it in the oven and you roast it. You turn up that oven, right? Bake it, if you want to say that. Okay, and you eat it that same night, right? Whatever you don't finish, you throw it away. You don't save it for the next day, okay, for a week. No, you just throw it all away, whatever you don't finish. It says, "And unleavened bread," right? Unleavened bread. Now let's search that up on Google, right? Unleavened bread is any of a wide variety of breads which are prepared without using rising agents such as yeast, right? And the thing about the Passover, right, is here tonight, starting tonight when the sun goes down, that's Passover. Okay, and for the entire week, pretty much the feast of unleavened bread comes in. So from Saturday today to next Saturday, you're not supposed to eat any foods with leaven, any foods with rising agents, with yeast. Okay, and we're gonna read that in Exodus. But it says unleavened breads are generally fat breads. However, not all flat breads are unleavened. Unleavened breads such as tortilla and roti are staple foods in Central America and South Asia, respectively. Right, so they can't have any yeast. Right, no rising agents. Okay, and what you want to normally what I do is I just get corn tortillas. Right, I get corn tortillas and I'm gonna eat that with my lamb tonight. Right, and it says, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Right, the bitter herbs is separate from the lamb. Okay, you don't cook that together. Right, bitter herbs you could get a horseradish. That's what the apostles recommend, and also garlic. That's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use garlic. And it says, eat not of a raw, nor salted at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain unto the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. Ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover, right? It's not something, hey, the Passover is not an Israelite party, right? The Passover is not an Israelite party, how these other camps do it, right? You have Sakari over here charging $200 to get into their Passover, right? Completely making merchandise of the flock, okay? And they're over here celebrating, right? Drinking, probably getting drunk as fuck, okay? Thinking it's a festivity, okay? He's completely going off, right? You're supposed to eat it quickly, like our ancient forefathers did when they had to flee Egypt, right? They didn't even have time to pretty much leaven the bread. That's why we eat it unleavened, right? We're remembering how the Heavenly Father, verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh, right? And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. Okay? And that's exactly what we need to do. That's why we're doing it, because we're remembering that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, actually did this. Okay? He actually saved the nation of Israel from the Egyptians. Okay? And there's actually history, secular history, to prove that. You can go over there to the Red Sea, and they found chariot wheels at the bottom of the Red Sea. What a coincidence. But let's keep reading. It says, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. Right? You're supposed to take away all foods that have leaven. Right? Take it out of your house. Right? Put it in your car, in your garage or something. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul should be cut off from Israel. Right? You gotta watch out with a lot of foods. Right? Like beer. Beer has a yeast, right? So you can't drink none of that. Okay, I actually want to see. I was thinking about this today. Does tequila have leaven? Some wines and tequilas are fermented using wild yeast, right? So you gotta watch out with that too, man. If you if you're a tequila drinker, right, during the week you just want to get some yayan, right? You gotta watch out with that. Let's see. Does you gotta watch out for some wines too, right? Because you have some wines like the one with the kangaroo, right? That actually has pork. Okay, so you can't drink that one. Personally, I drink this one. Let me actually search it up if it has anything. Does Miomi have yeast? Wow. Miomi employs a combination of native and cultured yeast strains for fermentation. This dual yeast approach allows for a more complex fermentation process. The winemakers have precise control, blah, blah, blah. Let me see if it's actually the one I'd be drinking. Because if it is, hey, I might have to throw that out, man. I'm not going to be able to drink that. Hey, Yahweh Ratazah, Abratazah, Lord willing, I find one. Um, Let me see. Now I'm just doing some research right now. I'm at it. This is the one I'd be drinking. Super fire. I actually recommend it's pretty cheap, like 22 bucks for the bottle at Walmart. Let me see yeast. Right? So hey, I didn't even know. Right? So you gotta watch out, right? You gotta do your research. Like let's search up now wines without yeast. Because that's part of the Passover also is unequivocally beyond doubt you cannot make wine without yeast. Okay. So pretty much and okay, I understand now. Yeah, wine is produced when the yeast consumes sugar. Yeah, you can't make wine without yeast. So, hey, that's part of eating our bread defiled among the nations, right? Hey, anything we get, pretty much, it's not going to be 100%. So I'd say, hey, the best you can do is just, hey, get this brand right here, the one I suggested, right? What's it called? Miomi, wines without yeast. See this one, red wines with no yeast. Let's do some quick research, man. Does red wine have yeast? Yep. So all wines have yeast. Yeast. Okay. So I just want to touch on that because hey, let's read Matthew chapter 26. Yahweh Shai, because in the normal Passover there was no wine, right? But Yahweh Shai, he added that in there. This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 26. It says, and as they were eating, Yahweh Shai took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take it, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many of the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung an hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Right, and that's what I want to touch on that is Yahweh Shai, hey, on that feast day, okay, the Passover, he said, hey, drink my wine. Okay, drink the wine because hey, that represents you being covered by me, you being covered by my blood. So that's why we do the wine. Well, let's keep reading. It says, and in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. Right? You're supposed to pretty much be chilling. You're not supposed to be out here doing no work unless you have to. And hey, the Wadi Halabah Shemi Hawashai, he put this Passover on a Saturday, right? Where a lot of people don't work. So it goes to show that the Heavenly Father, and he knows. He knows. It says, and ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in the self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 1 and 20th day of the month at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, in your habitation shall ye eat unleavened bread. And that's the point. So, pretty much summing it up, what you're supposed to do for the Passover is first, you get your lamb, right? Let's say you get your lamb chops. Okay, second, you get um you get your lamb chops, then you get your bitter herbs, right? You get your garlic, your horseradish, then you get your unleavened bread, right? Corn tortillas, or if you want to make your own, you can do that, right? Then you get your wine, right? I personally recommend Miomi. Let me search it up right now. Miomi wine, fire, super fire. Let me give it images. This wine right here, super super good. You get your wine, and pretty much you don't eat any leaven, right? Starting from Saturday night, you take all the leaven from your household, right? And I wanted to add the point is that I know a lot of brothers, right, younger brothers, even myself, right, you live with their parents, okay? You live with their parents, and it might just, in some situations, it just might not be possible. So you got to use wisdom, right? Like for me, example, here it is. I'm on the weekend at my mother's. I can't take all the leaven out of the house, right? She does like a bakery business, so that's just impossible. But you gotta know that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai knows your spirit, right? He knows if you're sincere, and that's what it's all about. Okay, if you're trying to actually put your foot forward and do the right thing, he sees that, and he's just gonna cover it. So yeah, you get your wine, you get your lamb, you get your bitter herbs, you get your unleavened bread, and you take out all the leavened stuff, 11 foods, everything out of your house for an entire week till next Saturday. Okay, and you don't eat any leaven, right? You eat everything unleavened for that entire week. So just wanted to touch on that. Hopefully this is edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Kodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, Shalom.